So you want to know if your credit score can determine your down payment. I'm going to let you know in just a second. Hey everyone, if you've been trying to work on your credit and you have barely been seeing any results, you need to go ahead and take a look at the workshop that I just opened up that is currently free so that you can learn where you went wrong while you were trying to work on your credit. During that lesson, you'll learn the 4 don'ts when it comes to working on your credit, the mistakes people make when writing dispute letters, why you shouldn't only dispute with the credit bureaus, and also the accounts that people waste time disputing. Not to mention, you'll get to see real results from a customer who used my methods and they were able to get their credit straightened out and bought a brand new home within 7 months. So go ahead and sign up for that training today. The link is going to be down in the bio. And while you're trying to work on your credit, you have to see all 3 of your credit reports and scores. And My Score IQ, a company that I use for myself and for all of my customers, has a $1 7-day trial so you can see your credit reports and scores so you can know where you stand, because you can't work on your credit without knowing what's going on all 3 reports. So please check out My Score IQ. The link to them is going to be down in the description as well. Hey everybody, Will Frazier here, your credit expert, bringing you the tips you need to get your credit back on track, because what goes down must come up. And if you don't want your score to drop 80 points, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you'll be notified of any new videos I drop just like this. So the question of the day is, does your credit score determine what your down payment will be? And a very quick answer is yes. So how do you know what your down payment will be based off of your credit score? The first thing you have to know is that there are several different types of mortgage loans. Those mortgage loan types also help to determine what your down payment will be, but your credit score also factors into that. So let's start off with the most popular loan type, which is the FHA mortgage loan. Now, based on the guidelines that FHA has put out there, you can get a FHA loan as long as you have a 580 or higher credit score. Now, if you have a 580 or higher, you're supposed to be able to get a 3.5% down payment. Now, FHA will also allow people to get a mortgage loan with a score less than 580. And in those instances, you'll actually have to pay a 10% down payment. Now, that's a really big difference based on what your credit score is. Now, of course, ideally, to get a better rate, you had to be around 620 based on their guidelines. But I will also tell you now, with the COVID stuff going on and with the increases in credit score requirements, a lot of places these days are not approving you for mortgage loans unless you have about a 660. So a lot of people in the 500 score range cannot get a mortgage through most lenders. Now, that being said, there are still some lenders out there that do work with people based on their credit score, and it's possible for you to be in the 5s, maybe mid 5s or so, and still be able to get a mortgage, but there aren't as many places as there used to be. Now, you also have to keep in mind that a lot of different mortgage lenders, they do have different guidelines. You can also try to get a mortgage loan from a bank or a credit union, but I'm specifically talking about mortgage lenders. Banks and credit unions do have different programs. They have FHA conventional, but sometimes they also have different in-house loans that may have different requirements. So those are things that you may want to look into if you do have a lower score. But keep in mind, almost all of these different places do have the FHA, VA, USDA, and conventional loans. Now, with the conventional, in most instances, you are definitely going to have a high credit score, probably about the 700s, to try to get approved, especially around this time with the COVID pandemic going on and everything. And if you're in the mid to lower 7s, you may be able to get a 3% down payment, and you will also be able to, at most places, be able to get a conventional with a little bit less than a 700, but it will still probably have to be a high credit score. But in that instance, you would probably have a 20% down payment versus a 3% down payment. Now, of course, the best way to avoid having any kind of down payment at all is to be able to get a VA loan, but of course you have to qualify to be a VA loan based off your military activity, and also there is the USDA loan. And if you're a person that's trying to get a home within the city limits, you're not going to be able to get a USDA loan. You're going to have to get something on the outskirts of a city in a rural area in order to qualify for the USDA loan, and those two again have no down payment, the VA loan and the USDA loan. So does your credit score determine your down payment? Yes, they do. But you also have to keep in mind that in most states or counties, they also have down payment assistance available to you. Now, those down payment assistance programs may also be based on some things going on with your finances or your credit. But in most cases, if you can get approved for a mortgage, you can also get approved for down payment assistance. But you do have to keep in mind that some down payment assistance programs are additional loans that will be added in with your mortgage loan payment, and you'll have to pay off both of those loans. And in some instances, they are grants which you don't have to pay back. Now keep in mind, these down payment assistance programs, they may not cover the entire amount of your down payment, and they may only qualify on certain loan types, but just try to see what's available in your area to see what type of assistance that you can get a hold of while you're trying to get this first home. Now, if you've already gone through this process, or you're going through this process, and you know how your credit score can actually affect your down payment, go ahead and leave some information on that to try to help some of the other people watching this video. Leave that in the comments so that they can see that, and they can kind of learn what they'll be going through or what they'll be dealing with when they go through their process themselves. Again, I thank you guys for sticking around to the end of the video, and I'll see you guys next time.